Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gorr and this is war number 4 against CHÂØS. For this war, my team is Hood, Quicksilver and Antman. So we will be starting with path number 8. This war also consists of 9 fights. So it's a very fun war because I was against like a few friends which are Damn Epic Whale, well-known YouTuber for his crystal openings, an amazing guy. I was also against Manny, he's one of my friend, and also Null. So this is the first fight, which is a spot. I will be taking this with Quicksilver. It's on Snowballing Fury. So here the plan is to do a parry heavy initially and get to 300 momentum first. And if I want to do some hits, probably I'll go with only mediums. So once we are at 300, we can ignore the miss, and once we put the debuffs, we're basically immune to his spot charges or the ruptures. So that was my plan. Then I go with the special one, and now we build up to 900 momentum, which is the terminal velocity. Once I'm at 900, I'm gonna throw a special 2, and that's gonna double up my whiplashes, and this way we can finish up the fight faster. So we are in terminal velocity now, and here I'm beating out this SP2, and then after this we use our SP2, and we are at 26 whiplashes, which means 52 whiplashes now, and they're gonna detonate and spot goes down. So a fairly simple fight. And then this next fight was a Venom on the same snowballing node and underhanded comment. So basically when he has buffs, my parries can fail, and since he already has a lot of buffs, my plan was to never try and parry or like think that it's never gonna stay or like it's never gonna happen. So I'm gonna play this fight like that, and in this fight I think I have 5 out of 5 MD, but soon you'll see that I'm gonna pause my fight, and that's just because my mom called while I was recording this fight, so I had to take like a 10-second pause or something. So just because of this notification now, since the recording stopped on its own due to the call, I tried to just play it safe and just held my block because I was not able to see the debuff or the buffs I had. So we got pushed to a special 3 after the special 2, which is not a big deal, but here I'm just trying to get in the fight again, and we use a heavy, and he's at 5% now. Since he has a buff, I knew that my parry won't work, so I'm just trying to play it way safer, and we managed to get a solo. I was a bit scared because of the call, and I've had issues where my controls stop working after I attend a call or once I resume back to playing. So I was just scared about that. So nothing happened. So it's all good. Next up is Mojo on this power efficiency 3 node, and also under overwhelming odds. So that node makes no sense with Mojo. I don't think he gains any buffs like that. And we will use Antman, and the plan is to just push him to SP1 or SP2, whatever you're comfortable with. And I'm comfortable with dexing SP2s also, so I think I will be pushing him to a special 2, and I can also completely dex his SP2. So we managed to do a clean dex, and then my plan was just to use one SP1 and then one SP2, and convert all the fatigues to poisons, and it was a fairly simple fight. So I think it took like 40 something seconds. So next up is a Nova on Rich Gets Richer and Force of Will. So just because we took a few block hits on that Venom fight, I had to heal up Hood. I am also running a regen boost. So for this fight, Nova starts with one buff, so even if I dex, so I gain equal amount of buffs, so he won't gain any more power. And over here I do an auto block, so I remove his fury while my invisibility was just about to expire. So now we have like more buffs than him. So what I'm gonna do is just cycle this SP2. Once we do that, I'm just gonna hold block, let him dash in and use a heavy attack, and that finishes off the fight. So a fairly simple fight. Next up we have an Ascended Rintrah, which is my buddy Damn Epic Whales Rintrah. So it's on the protection 90% protection node and one eye open. So I'm gonna use Antman, and here the plan is to get to a special one first, build up some debuffs on him, and after that, once I knock him down, I'm not gonna parry him again. And now my plan is just to use a special one, and also keep an eye on the charges he gets, and always put a slow next to him. And once I have the glancing on him, what I'm gonna do is just try to take a lot of block hits so that I can also increase my fatigue debuffs. And like that, I'm just gonna like get to a special 2, and once we reach a special 2, I will be using it, and it's gonna convert all those fatigues to poisons. And once he has a lot of poisons, I will never try to parry him, because if I do that, I'll take all that poison damage, and one eye open doesn't mitigate damage from, like, against the tactic attackers. So it doesn't work that way, it's not coded that way. So since it happens at the start of the fight, so you cannot ignore that damage. So the fight went well. I think he was ticking down for like 4000 per second, and since it was a tanky intro, it took like a bit of time. And then we move on to the next fight, which is a very scary fight, I would say, because it's Gorr on hazard shift, incinerate, and poison, and also stun immunity. So here I'm gonna use 5 out of 5 MD and a power start 1 with the mystic boost. So here my plan is to get to my special 2 as fast as I can, and once I use that SP2, I have a fate seal which also reduces ability accuracy, that means by 65%, I believe. And just cycle of SP2s, but since we had the power back boost, or I think we used the special 2 with the invisibility, so we also did a power steal. So basically what happened over here was like I got pushed to a special 3, which was originally not a big deal, but that kind of like messed up my rotation. So over here we see the fate seal is going out, and now he has no fate seal, and now I'm just gonna get the worst RNG on each hit. I'm just getting a lot of incinerates on me, and now the fight was nearly down, so I just decided to use a heavy, and we managed to solo it. Like the RNG wasn't that good in the end, but I knew that the fight was over, so I wasn't like scared about it anymore. It was just the initial part I was scared about, but we managed to like solo him easily. Next up is America Chavez on aspect of evolution. This is my friend Manny's rank 2 America Chavez. So we will be using Quicksilver for this fight. I have a power start 1 from the previous fight, so I think I will be using the same power start 1. And here I think I will change my mystic boosts to science boost. So Yeah, I'm just checking if I am recording or not. So it also has improved power gain and unblockable SP2. So my plan was to do the normal Quicksilver rotation and which is parry heavy. Then we use a special one. Then we use a special two in terminal velocity. And my plan was to always keep her at 1 bar of power and never push her to 2 bars, no matter what, like even if it takes me a little more time. So the plan was just to strictly bait out SP1s. And if she's not cooperative with the special ones, just try to be patient and just focus on SP1s. So most of the times you will be seeing me doing only mediums. That means I'm not gonna give her a lot of power. So over here we bait out this SP1 again, and I'm just gonna do medium into SP2 so that I use my power, and I also push her to SP1 again. And slowly, since I'm not in terminal velocity right now, I'm just trying to take my time and not rush in this fight. So I think here I use my relic, I do a heavy attack so I can gain my momentum faster. And now since I'm in terminal velocity, I'm also gonna bait out this special one again so that when I use a special 2 I don't push it to 2 bars. And this worked out like very well, but since we didn't have a lot of whiplashes, I mean, so we just had like 19 whiplashes, so it doubled up to 20 whiplashes. Oh, sorry, 13, 38 whiplashes, but the fight went well. We did a medium light medium into SP1, so with 39 whiplashes, it was game over for Chavez, which was what we wanted. Next up was this Mangog on Conflictor and Prowess note, which means like whenever you do the same action twice, they gain a prowess and block penetration. So initially he's gonna start, he's gonna purify the debuff or the stun. So we have to be careful about that. And slowly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a lot of withers on him, which will help me reduce his power gain he's gonna get from the conflictor node. And with that, I will be able to control this fight way better. But sometimes, like, I have to bait out SP once, which is gonna be here, I believe. No, we kind of like reduced his power over there. So here the plan is again get to terminal velocity and use SP2, and that's it. Like, there's nothing special in this fight again. So we use the special 2 so that we can get to terminal velocity first, and then I'm gonna throw my SP2 when the conflictor node is on cooldown, so that once my animation ends and once I am going to double up my whiplashes, the conflictor doesn't eat them up, and it doesn't make that effort go in vain. So here I'm gonna trigger conflictor, and now I'm gonna throw with the special 2, which brings him to 62 flashes, and once they detonate, he's just dead. So that fight went well, and then we have another damn epic defender, which is a rank 2 Wong boss. So this I'm gonna take with my rank 2 Antman. So I had the invulnerability boost from before, so we will be going with that. And here the plan is again, like initially I will be triggering his unstoppable, so that whenever he throws a heavy, he's not gonna gain another unstoppable for some time, which I'm gonna use as an opening. And over here again we do the same thing, and once I get to my special 1, I'm gonna use it, and then I'm just gonna put the slow, from which I can actually get more openings because it counters the unstoppable. And now I'm just gonna cycle SP1 here. I'm also trying to like, uh, take some block hits so I can gain more fatigue debuffs, but he wasn't playing that cooperatively with me in this fight. So I decided to throw like 2 SP1s so that I have like 9 fatigues on him. And now the plan is to get to SP2. And once we get to SP2, we convert those 9 fatigues to poisons and we just stay in the fight and it's just gonna melt him on its own. So we do SP2, which and both the hits crit. That means 35k, and that was like 35k and 53k, which wasn't bad. So now we can see with 9 poisons, he's ticking down for like 4.6k, which isn't a bad damage over time per second. I would say it's quite underrated. It won't. I guess it's not that good, but it's fairly good for defenders like who have like around 800 or 900k health. So we use another special too. Here I was planning probably to double up my poisons, but the fight went down before that and we managed to do a solo. So it was a good war for me. I took 9 fights and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We managed to get a win against CHÂØS. We died 2 times overall and they died 4 times. And if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you in the next one.